Hi, everyone. Welcome to Passport to Pittsburgh Adventures. I'm Kim Adley, your host, and I'm so excited about today's adventure. We're going to be going to discover some local businesses that make the most popular treat in America, chocolate. Did you know that chocolate was discovered 2,500 years ago in Central America by the Mayan Indians? They realized that they could drink the bitter water of the cacao plant and it would make them feel good. That discovery has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar business worldwide. And Americans alone eat 100 pounds of chocolate every second. Wow. You know, Valentine's Day is coming, and so is Easter just right around the corner. So come along with me today as we discover some local chocolatiers that are doing some wonderful things with chocolate. Come with me, learn, taste, and have fun on this Passport to Pittsburgh adventure called The Sweet Spot. Wow, I'm here with Debbie Sargent, owner of the Pink House. So, thank you so much for having us come. And this is such a darling place.
Thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure. And Debbie, I want you to tell me about the Pink House and how you came to be the owner of the Pink House.
I grew up in Bethel Park. And
awesome.
I love Bethel Park.
Yeah.
Married my husband from Scenery Hill. He was more of a farm boy, so we moved here to Finleyville. Kind of a compromise, a little more rural. And I went to school for art, for graphic design, media, and I really had a creative side to me. He did as well. He's an art teacher.
I can see that in the way you've decorated.
It's been so much fun down here. Yes. And what happened is we've lived here in Finleyville about 20 years. And over the years, we started to see that it just wasn't progressing like Peters Township, like Bethel, like South Park was. And we were watching families move away, young families that we became friends with. And I'm a fighter, and I wanted to change that. I still saw hope for this community. So this business went up for sale. And
this business was, for a long time, Wagner's Chocolates.
It was.
For how many years was it Wagner's?
It was about 35 years.
So you've created this Pink House here in Finleyville as a destination so that people will come out here and enjoy the rest of Finleyville as well.
It's absolutely a destination. There are so many people that come and let us know that this is their special place. Years ago, when it used to be mom and pop places and every place was unique, I think our country's taken the turn where everything's chain, and people are turning back to loving this stuff.
Absolutely.
And they just love it. And every time somebody comes in that's new, they have to like find me and say, "This is the first time I'm here." And I hear that at least once a day, and I think that's so neat because you would never go in a Walmart and find the manager and say, "This is the first time I'm here." You know?
No, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. And also part of my motivation to get people to think outside of just getting their products in a regular store, but supporting local business owners like you who are doing things with craftsmanship and love and detail and making a high quality product. Everything's handmade.
Yes.
And we're going to go back and see some things being made. You make them all here on site. So Debbie, I wanted to ask you, what was one of the most unusual things you cover in chocolate?
It would have to be the Twinkie for sure. We have people coming in at Christmas. They wanted 20 of them.
My goodness. So a chocolate covered Twinkie. And you do that on, how do you do that? Tell us how you do that.
We do that right on our enrobing line. It gets its bottom put on. It travels down the conveyor belt. It gets covered in chocolate, and we hand decorate everything. So it's getting a little drizzle while it's on there. And then it finishes its journey through a cooling tunnel It's the exact same machine that Lucille Ball used in that comedy routine that we love, and that's so true. We talk about it all the time.
That's so funny. Yeah, everybody loves that episode.
Yeah.
Does you ever run into a situation where you can't keep up with the conveyor belt?
Absolutely. There's a tray there to catch anything,
that's
in case.
Good. So this little basket of Twinkies is here for everyone, and this is a lovely room back here in the back of the Pink House. This is you added this on, and this is your ice cream parlor.
Yes, it's the ice cream parlor with a deck attached and a beautiful Candyland playground for the kids. Today it's not going to be used because of the snow.
Right.
But come spring and summer, it is the perfect spot for something that's family friendly in this area. That's something that's lacking.
Well, we certainly need more family-friendly destinations, don't we?
We do.
And so, wonderful. And you offer what kind of ice cream here?
We carry Hershey's hard ice cream and lots of novelties. And we offer drinks, coffee, and something signature of ours is our hot chocolate. It is made with shaved chocolate that we make the candy out of. It's high quality. We just melt it in milk, and it is like drinking a candy bar.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
And perfect for a cold day like
It
today. Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed all of this, and I can't wait to taste a Twinkie.
Thank you.
We had such a great visit here at the Pink House in Finleyville, and I want to thank the owner, Debbie Sargent. You know, it's quite a destination for people to come out here and enjoy the wonderful charmingness of the house, the playground in the back, the ice cream parlor, and she also has some specialty chocolates for those of you on special diets. Sugar-free chocolates, gluten-free chocolates, and a vegan line that is very popular. Make sure you take a trip out here and visit the Pink House for all your chocolate needs. So I'm here at my favorite sweet shop, and I'm with Nina Midgley, owner of my favorite sweet shop. Nina, thanks so much for having us here.
Thank you. I'm very glad you guys decided to come.
So am I. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about the shop.
Okay.
And how long you've been owner here.
Okay. We just turned 3, so we're in our 4th year. So me and my parents bought the shop 3 years ago in October off of another family friend who was just looking to make a little bit of a change. They didn't want to close down. They didn't want to just sell it on the market. They wanted it to be more personal. So we got to know that family really well. And then I worked for them for about 6 months. And then whenever it was time for them to sell and move on, me and my parents took over.
You renamed it My Favorite Sweet Shop?
Yes.
And what else did you do to kind of rebrand it for yourself?
To rebrand it, a lot of the bones were so amazing here, so that's what was so nice. We changed some colors from pink to purples. We added some swirls, a little bit more of a whimsical feeling for me. And then throughout the years, we've kept, like I said, a lot of the foundations the same. However, we've added in our own touches of items. We've maybe changed a few vendors. I really like to work with local vendors, especially Pittsburgh-based vendors.
Yes.
So our gelato that we get is from Mercurio's Gelato. They have a shop in Shadyside, but their creamery is out in Katanning, family owned.
Nice. Yes.
Same thing. So it always changes. I am constantly reaching out to other chocolatiers in the area that may have a specialty that we don't make, because it's much better to keep it in the family, and Pittsburgh's the family, so the more we can do locally around us, the better.
What would you say is your number one specialty item that you sell the most of?
I would definitely say that we're well known for our gourmet caramel apples. That's a big seller. Our Mountain Bark is a peanut butter chocolate Rice Krispie. That's very popular. We have people that come in here every day just to walk up to the counter and grab that.
And that would be a signature item that you created here at My
Yes,
Favorite
that was a recipe that I bought with the business that we sell here. So that's a lot of fun. A little bit later, our newest item that's very exciting that we're going to be demoing for everybody are our chocolate-dipped bottles of wine.
Oh, I know. That is a perfect gift
Yes.
for upcoming Valentine's Day. And I could see it as a lovely wedding gift or a shower
Yes.
gift or anything like that. So
Right.
that's great.
We came up with designs that pretty much cover every event in a life, birthdays, new babies, weddings, anniversaries. And you know what? Sometimes it's just a really great gift to say thanks to a friend.
Absolutely. And what goes better with chocolate than wine?
I don't think there's anything better.
So Nina, this is our chocolate dipped wine bottle, and first of all, you covered it with, would you go through
Cellophane.
covered it with cellophane, and it has this magic string in here that's going to help open
Unleashes
it.
the fun.
Unleashes the fun. I
Yes.
love that. And then we tempered the chocolate.
We did.
And you dipped it and covered it and decorated it.
Mm-hmm.
And can you personalize this?
Absolutely. So this is our confetti bottle, which with Jimmy's alone is absolutely beautiful. It's a great celebration
Yes.
bottle. However, this one over here is kind of the symbol. This has a 30 on it.
Yes.
30th birthday, 30th anniversary, whatever it may be. We have a few bottles. One of them has a home on it. So for new homeowners, you can put their address on the bottom. It can say your last name. Whatever way you can personalize it off of the designs that we've preset.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Love seeing the demonstration, and I
Thanks.
can't wait to crack open
I
my
know.
bottle in both ways. Eat the chocolate and drink the
Uh-huh.
wine.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
One of the things we really want to focus on is we should be a place in the community for people to go, whether it's to celebrate something, good grades. We have lots of kids that come in after report cards, or birthdays. We specialize in children's birthday parties, so you can rent out the space for your children's party. They get to make their own chocolate. So we teach them what we do here, show them the ins and outs of our business, and then they get to take home treats for themselves. Not limited to that, we also cater to adults. We do have monthly wine nights. We partner with the winery at Wilcox, which is a great winery. They come in and they do a wine demonstration. And then, of course, each wine is paired with one of our homemade chocolates.
Sounds delicious.
Like we said before, wine and chocolate's kind of a theme here.
Yes.
Might be because I'm a wine lover, but it really makes for a fun event. You can rent out your space for corporate events. We've done networking events here. We've had demonstrations by other local small businesses, whether it's travel agents, beauty consultants. You can
Yes.
come in and set up tables with us too. We've also had schools and organizations run fundraisers through our shop. So you can run a fundraiser traditionally, sell orders, pick them up, you deliver themselves, or we can be a spot for everyone to come pick up at.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nina, I have my bag of goodies from my favorite sweet shop, which I can't wait to go home and try. And I just wanted to say, what makes you unique?
One of the things that I think is really great about us is there are so many wonderful outlets, especially the ones that you're talking about today. We all overlap in some ways. I think one of the things that makes us unique is we offer just a little bit of everything. We do the gourmet caramel apples, homemade fudge, hand-dipped chocolates, candy, and gelato. So really, no matter who you bring in, they're going to find something that they love here because
Yes.
our offerings are diversified. So we make sure that it's not just one item or another, and we're always bringing in new things. One of the things that also sets us apart is we're not just thinking about all of us, we're also thinking about our furry friends too. We always have a selection of white chocolate dipped dog bones, and before anyone asks any questions, they are perfectly safe for dogs. The way it works is what a dog is actually allergic to is the cocoa that comes from the cocoa beans, whereas, contrary to popular belief, white chocolate actually doesn't have any cocoa in it whatsoever, which makes it perfectly safe for dogs. Gobble them up all the time. If you're ever in the area, bring your dog by, we'll give you one.
And speaking of unique, I'm going to try this chocolate flavored bacon now.
I think you'll like it.
I know I like bacon and I know I like chocolate, so okay.
Just like the wine and chocolate. Two wonderful pairings.
Oh my gosh, it is so good.
Good.
The candy of meat dipped in candy.
Yep.
Oh, Nina, thank you so much for having us visit my favorite sweet shop.
Thank you for coming.
Cannot wait to taste my mountain bark
Yes.
and all of the special items that you showed us here today. Your chocolate covered bacon, your homemade fudge, your chocolate dipped apples, and that you have gelato,
We do.
locally made
Yes.
gelato too.
Mhm.
And behind us,
Yes.
quite a collection of vintage, nostalgic penny candy as well.
Yeah.
So I want everybody to come by and visit you.
Please do.
Yours
We're here every day except we're closed on Sundays.
closed on Sundays.
Closed on Sundays.
Okay, thanks so much. My favorite sweet shop. Another stop on the sweet shop tour. Well, we're here at Appalicious, on West Main Street in Carnegie. And I'm with the owner of Appalicious, Paul Godlewski.
Hello, Kim.
Hello. Thanks so much for having us. I
Thanks.
love your little charming shop.
Thank you.
It's not about the size. The best things I ever got came in small packages.
Right. It's
Right.
amazing what we get out of here.
I'll bet it is. So, Paul, tell me, how long have you been the owner of Appalicious?
Since 1999.
1999. And
Right.
how were you always a candy maker?
No, I was a UPS man for 32 years.
You were?
Yes, ma'am.
And what areas were you an UPS man?
South Hills of Pittsburgh, Bethel Park, Mount Lebanon,
There you go.
Duquesne, Upper St. Clair.
So how did you get into being a candy maker?
My wife likes to have parties, so she had a moonlight party on our back porch, and I made apples one year.
Mm-hmm.
We bought them at a craft show, and we liked them so much, we gave everybody a favor at the moonlight party, and one of the guys that was there, he was a big boss in the company. He bought 1,200 of them at Christmas from us 3 months later.
Wow.
So a star was born, or an apple was born.
And when you first started making the apples, where did you make them?
At home. We had a county. First, I was in my home, and then after we got approved, we got a county-approved kitchen so we could do it legally. And we were there for 7 years, and we came down here after the flood in 2004.
Okay. And how did you come up with, I love the name, it's so cute and fun. How did you come up with the name Appalicious?
Funny you should say, Kim. When
Yeah.
we were when I was a UPS man, I had a contest on my delivery routes. I asked the people if they could help with a name. The one young lady, she came up with Appalicious after 3 weeks of searching, and it's been coined ever since then. So we have it copyrighted, trademarked in Pennsylvania.
Tell me, what are the 5 layers of heaven? Is that kind of your tagline?
Right. It's 5 layers of heaven. They start out as a Granny Smith apple, 1 layer of caramel, 2 vanilla caramel, 2 layers of milk chocolate, 1 layer of the toppings, which could be cashews, pecans, Reese's, and M&Ms, and then the white chocolate drizzle. So 5 layers of heaven.
You know what? It does sound like 5 layers of heaven.
Yeah. No wonder Adam and Eve couldn't resist.
Exactly. So other than apples, what other products do you make here at Appalicious? Because you're not just solely apples. You have diversified, haven't you?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Over the years, we're in Giant Eagle Shop and Saves, and we have pretzels, Buckeyes, turtles, Rice Krispies, marshmallows. We're just trying to keep pace.
Absolutely. And what would you say is your best-selling item?
The apples, of course.
The apples.
We do a lot of fundraisers. 85% of our business is fundraising and weddings, showers, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvahs we do.
Wonderful. And you also do favors for events as well.
Correct.
Customized for different, so you do something in the colors of the bride and groom. Is that correct?
Right. And the corporations, they use this too. Pittsburgh Penguins, they use this 7 times in the last 14 months. They use this.
Awesome.
And we do corporate gifts. Comcast buys them off of us.
Oh, that's wonderful. So here we are. Mary Ann, you've worked here at Appalicious for how long?
For 12 years.
12 years. And I
Yes.
see you're doing some handwork here. What are you
Yes.
doing today?
Preparing for our busy Easter season.
You're wrapping, looks
Yes.
like some delicious eggs.
These are cashew eggs, chuck loaded with cashews, as you can see.
They look delicious.
And they are delicious, trust
Yes.
me.
Tell me, how did you get to work here at Appalicious?
I went down the strip, and there was a gentleman selling Paula's apples. And he was selling kettle corn. And I saw these apples, and I thought, that's really unique. So I bought it. And I came home, and the bottom of the apple, there was his oval that said Appalicious and his phone number. So I called this number, and it was at Christmas time. And on the other end, it was, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. So
Santa was here?
he was there at the other end. So what I did was I gave an order, and at that time, I didn't know he made pretzels also.
Yes.
And so I asked him if he would please, could I put my order? And he said, most certainly. And then he was so gracious to say his wife would meet me on Route 60 in the Giant Eagles. So I was so elated that I couldn't believe this was happening. I wanted to say thank you. So I took a sample of my Buckeyes to him and gave him the Buckeyes. Then I met his wife and I took a pound cake to her as a thank you. And then I got a phone call. Will you work for me? So here I am 12 years
Well,
later.
there you go. You were like auditioning with all of the goodies you make.
Yeah, and not only a part of Appalicious, but the Appalicious family, but also his family. So
How
it's
nice.
just beautiful.
Oh,
It is.
that's such a good story.
And everyone that comes in here just feels that with, Paul's personality and welcoming. And
He is so very warm and welcoming,
Yes.
isn't he?
Yes, he
Well,
is.
thank you so much for sharing your story, and thanks for all the love you put into wrapping all of
Aw.
these eggs and
Thank
all the
you.
other work you do here at Appalicious too. Well, Paul, I've so enjoyed meeting some of your staff and you and being here in Appalicious. And tell me about your production. Does it all take place here, right here on West Main and Carnegie?
You're not going to believe it, but all the happiness, passion is right here. We start at 6 a.m. in October, and we normally leave around 4 p.m. And everybody comes in with a smile, and they leave with a smile.
So everything's done here. You make everything. You ship it from here.
Correct.
And it's wonderful. Well, I'm happy to be able to highlight your shop and invite people to come. And well, there's nothing like meeting him in person. You're very uplifting and very welcoming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to work with you, too.
And
You make it so
thank you.
easy.
Thank you so much. And another stop on the Sweet Spot tour. Who is Esther?
Esther is actually my mom, mother of 4 children. Started making candy at home as a hobby, and actually got so busy at home that we had to get a storefront, and that was in the early 70s.
Was she selling it out of the home, or she just start making it as gifts, or what was her?
She
was just
was-
her passion to make candy?
Well, actually, it was just a craft thing that her and a couple of her girlfriends started, and she was the only one that stayed, and consequently, their families would come and get the holiday chocolates.
Absolutely. So has it been in the same storefront here in Carrick since the beginning of the business?
It has. We actually been here since 1973. We purchased this building in 1975.
So tell me, what makes you Esther's different, and what has given you the staying power to have the business for so many years?
Well, again, I think my mom started making quality product for us that was a little cheaper because she made it herself, but still using the finest ingredients. So in holding with that tradition, we've kept our quality product at a fair price, still continuing to use finest ingredients.
I understand that you are still using all of her recipes. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, actually
what-
we've added to them.
Tell me about her caramels. Is that what she sort of started with, wasn't it?
It's exactly right. I can remember Mom cooking caramels at home.
And do you still use the same recipe?
Same recipe, all homemade, butter, heavy cream, corn syrup, and sugar.
Gosh, you're making my mouth water. It sounds delicious.
One of the secrets is we use 4X, or best bean vanilla. That's one of the secrets of good caramel.
Okay, well, I can't wait to taste one. So what is your most popular item that you sell here?
Overall, I would say the pretzels, chocolate covered pretzels, and chocolate covered strawberries in season.
Okay, well, I know I want to taste one of those because I have heard about these legendary chocolate covered strawberries.
Great.
Yes. And what is the most unusual thing that you dip in chocolate here?
Actually, my father, through a friend in the candy business, also a candy maker, as a draw to a festival, chocolate covered pickles.
Really?
And everyone in the festival just had to come. If they didn't eat them, they at least had to come and see them. So once we got them there and they tried our candy, it was a done deal.
I think that could be a good seller here in Pittsburgh with, Heinz pickles and everything. Do you still sell chocolate covered pickles?
We actually have people that order them at Christmas time, and we ship them out. I personally think we use the sweet petite pickle, and it's a more like a fruit once you chocolate cover it.
I'll bet. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So what would you say? What would say makes your? We've been featuring local chocolatiers in the city, who are doing things the old-fashioned way. And what would you say makes Esther's unique?
Well, again, homemade chocolates itself are unique, and we make all our own centers. In addition to you actually can come in our store and pick individual items for a box of candy. You don't have to get a standard packed box.
You can
So if
custom
you like-
make. You can
Correct.
custom make your box.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
makes it fun.
That makes you personalized, so you can pick what you want.
Sure.
Because you never know what you're going to get in some of those boxes of chocolate, right?
That's right.
So this way you can customize it.
Right.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I know that you want to show us the operations.
Great,
And
yes.
so everything happens here, and you're going to show us how some of the things are made, and then we're going to have a little tasting.
Sounds great.
Awesome. So glad to be here.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Dave.
You were telling me that you are one of the only places that makes hardtack candy.
The old-fashioned hardtack.
The
yes.
old-fashioned hardtack. So a little bit about the process and some of the things that you would use here. Tell us about how you do make hardtack and what this actual device here is used for.
Okay. Well, actually, when we started cooking a batch, it's corn syrup, sugar, and water. And we cook it to about 310, 315 degrees, depending on humidity.
Right.
After we cook that batch, we pour it on these marble slabs.
And these old marble slabs, aren't they?
We actually had a candy store in Mount Pleasant that we bought, and these are from the 1920s from Sammer's Candyland in Mount Pleasant.
Oh, okay. And that's to cool it.
And that's to cool the hard candies.
Okay, I gotcha.
So it's actually cooled and then hand mixed, hand flavored, and then we put it on our batch roller behind us. It's actually a fire batch roller, and we control the heat so it stays the same temperature. We roll it into a cylinder and then actually pull it by hand to size it, and then we run it through a kiss cutter, and it cuts it into pillows, and we sift it in powdered sugar.
Right. So
And
they don't stick together?
So they don't stick together. Plus, that's how hard candy typically was made.
And how it looks.
Grandma made it
Right.
100 years ago. A lot of this was labor intensive. But
Absolutely.
in my opinion, it's a labor of love. It's been something that's been in our family since, my mom was a young woman.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to try one of your mom's original caramels from the original recipe and see how that tastes.
Okay, great.
And thank you so much, Heather.
Heather has one for you right there.
Okay. And so what kind of chocolate do you use, too?
We use Peter's Ultra. It's probably the best known on the East Coast for milk chocolates.
Okay. I'm ready.
Yeah, when I was 14, that's what got me hooked.
That's what got you started.
Besides working with my mom and dad, we had a lady come in and I actually helped make a particular piece of candy, a maple cream, and she said that's the best I've ever tasted, and I've been hooked ever since.
Aw, that's
So,
such a good story.
Yeah, it's gratifying. It is.
Yes. So I want to thank you so much for letting us visit
Kim,
Esther's and showing us what you do here. And so people can order online.
Online.
And where else can they find your products?
We have different flower shops, gift shops, locally in the South Hills mainly.
Okay.
The McGinnis sisters, I think all their stores carry our stuff.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Bob, for keeping up your mom's tradition.
Yes.
And keeping the store here on Brownsville Road in Carrick.
Yes.
Another
45 years.
45 years.
Yep.
Another stop on the Sweet Shop tour. Well, it has been such a sweet day visiting all these wonderful candy shops in and around Pittsburgh. And I must say, all of the candy makers have been extremely happy people. Thanks for joining me on this sweet adventure today. And until I see you again on Passport to Pittsburgh Adventures, have a sweet day.